Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Alexandra and today let's make together these small beaded earrings. As you might know already, I love stud earrings and I have been using these ones a lot in my creations as the upper base for my earrings. This is how they look on the front and this is how they look on the back. As you can see, the pin is inside the beadwork and it's quite stable. It does not move around. You can wear these on their own. I think they are very beautiful, but you can have them as the upper base for another pair of earrings. For example, I made these ones and these ones will be in my next tutorial, so keep an eye for that, please. So let's get started. For this project you will need seed beads size 11. I'm using these metallic silver ones. You will also need stud earring pins. I'm using this one, which is 8 millimeters, but you could also use 6 millimeters if you have. Then you will also need thread. I'm using this one that I just bought. It's 0.10 millimeters. I like it a lot. It's very strong. You will also need a needle. I'm using this one, which is size 11. I find them really good. And you will also need cutting pliers for cutting the thread or scissors, which one you have. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is pick up 4 seed beads on your needle and take them towards the end of the thread. Here what you need to do is go through all the beads again from the opposite direction, like this. And because this is our first round, I will go through all of them again, like this, and you will exit then just in the first bead. So this will make a little square, if you want to say, and I'm exiting this bead, and now what I need to do is continue with the next row. So I will pick up 1 seed bead and go through the next bead again, like this. We will repeat this 4 times for this row, and this is the last one from this row. And what you want to do is go up to the next bead from the second row, like this. This is what you get. And here, as you can see, the gap is quite big. So what I want to do is add 2 seed beads instead of 1, and I will go through the next pointing bead, like this, and we will repeat this 4 times. Okay, so I'm here. I have to go through this bead, but I will also go through the next bead that we just added, like this. So from this row I went up to the next row, like this. So now what we need to do is fill in the gaps between these beads. So I will take 1 seed bead and go through the next bead, and then another one, like this. This is quite a repetitive task to do. So I am this is the last bead and I'm here, and what I need to do is go through the next 2 beads like this. So this is what we have so far, and this will actually be the back of the earring, and the pin will go like this, but I'm not adding the pin yet. What I really want to do is get rid of this end of the thread, so I will take my needle through this end, and what I need to do is figure out which bead I'm exiting from. So I'm exiting from this bead, and what I want to do is go through the next one like this. And here what I want to do is make a knot. So I will go up, I will go down, sorry, and then I will go up this way, and this way I'm using the thread underneath the bead for the knot. So I'm going down and then I'm going up. Like this. I will make one more just to be sure, and that's it. Now I will try to go through the bead and then the next one like this. This way I'm hiding the knot inside the bead. And now what I will do is just cut the thread as close to the bead as possible, and that's it. As you can see, there are no visible knots, which is what I like. And now let's proceed with the earring. So you will once we got rid of the other thread, let's take the needle through this other end of the thread like this. So I am exiting here, and what I want to do is continue by adding one bead between my previous row, between the beads from my previous row like this. These are very fast to do and you don't need a lot of experience to make them. Like this. And now this is my last bead from this row, and what I need to do is go through the next bead and then go up one more bead. So we are always trying to go up with this pattern. So I think we are here on this row, if I'm not wrong. So what I want to do now is reinforce my last added row like this. This will create the round shape that I need for the earring. Don't worry if it doesn't look properly yet, it will soon. As you can see already, our beadwork is starting to curve a little bit, which is exactly what we need. We need it to be round, so it has this shape. And this is the last bead that I will reinforce. Okay, so okay, one more, sorry. So now we have reinforced our last row, and what we need to do now is put the pin inside our beadwork like this. It will be a bit tricky to work with the pin inside, but I'm sure you will manage to do it. Now what we need to do is add another row of seed beads between our beads from the last row, like this. Once you get used to making them, they will be really easy to do for you. I hope you're understanding all the steps, otherwise let me know in the comments below and I can try to explain. These earrings are very similar to the yellow ones that I did before, but the difference is that here I'm starting with 4 beads in the center, and in my previous tutorial I'm starting with 5. So these ones are actually smaller, a bit smaller than my previous ones. Okay, so this is the last bead from my row, and what I need to do is go up to the bead from my next row, like this. So now what we have to do is start decreasing, and in order to do that I will instead of adding 1 bead between all the beads from my last row, what I will do is actually skip adding a bead, like this. This will decrease our beadwork. So now I will add only 1 bead here, and then I will skip adding the next one, and now I will add, and then I will skip, and so on. We have to do this 5 times. So I skipped, now I have to add, and now I actually have to skip, and I have to add the last one, like this. So we have only 4 beads in this row, and what we need to do is go through the next pointing bead, like this. So I went through this one, and now I will skip the next one, and now I will go through this one only. This is the bead from my most recent row, like this. And the only thing I have to do now is add 1 bead between all these 4 ones, like this. Okay, and no, actually this one. This is my last bead from this row, and as you can see, our earring is ready. But what I want to do now is go through all the beads from my last row, so these 4 in the middle. This is exactly the same as we've done on the back of the earring, except that this is the front, but we're doing it the reverse way. So instead of starting from the center, we are working from the outer inside. I hope that makes sense to you. And that's it. This is our earring. So now what I want to do is cut my thread, but in order to do that I don't want to do it on the front part of my earring, So what I actually want to do is go to the back side of the earring, somewhere here, so my knot is not visible. It will not be visible, but just in any case. So what you want to do is go through the next row. So I was here, I'm going to the next row, and then go through my next row. You're always going up in a circular way. So I was here, now I'm going here, and now I'm going here, and here. So here I want to make the knot. So we went from the front of the earring to the back of the earring. For us to make the knot, actually I will go through this one again, and I need to find some visible thread so I can go underneath it. I cannot see the one here, but I will use the one from here. And what I'm actually doing, I'm going behind the thread, and be careful that your thread doesn't get stuck, and then I'm going inside the loop like this. So I will do this one more time. I'm going underneath the thread, and now I'm going inside the loop. And now we have to go through the next bead in order to hide the knot. And what you want to do is pull the thread a little bit. This will pull the knot inside the bead, so it will not be visible. And now what you need to do is to cut the thread like this. And this is the finished project. I hope you like them. They are very similar to the yellow ones that I did in my previous tutorial, but they are slightly smaller, as I said before. If you make them, let me know in the comments below how they turned out for you. If you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. That's it for today's tutorial. I will be seeing you in my next tutorial, where I will show you how to make the purple earrings I showed you in the beginning of the video. So thank you for watching, and see you soon. Bye.